I bet everybody wishes they could be Erika Jayne. I think every woman has a little bit of Erika Jayne inside of her. She's just dying to get out.
When you imagine Beverly Hills and the people who live there, people like Erika Jayne come to mind. Beautiful people who are wealthy, stylish, and have fun entertainment careers. But how do they get here? And can they maintain that picture-perfect lifestyle forever? The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has shown us a variety of paths to get to this goal. But how did Miss Erika Jayne get here? And with all the drama surrounding season 11, will one of our favorite ladies finally hit a roadblock that could take her down? Let's get started with Erika Jayne then and now. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel for all the latest fun video content. Erika Jayne, or Erika Chahoy, was born July 10, 1971 in Atlanta, Georgia, to single mom Renee, and she was a bright star from the very beginning. Her mother was a classically trained pianist, which set the foundation for Erika's eventual career goals. Erika began performing for her mother and her friends by the age of 3 and never looked back. By the time she was a teenager, she knew exactly where she wanted to end up and charted her pathway there. She enrolled in a performing arts magnet school in North Atlanta, where she performed 3 to 4 shows each week to develop her talents and fell in love with being on stage. She has mentioned that she wouldn't trade this time of her life for any other traditional education. The school may have given her structure and direction, but her musical influences were definitely not classical in nature. Erika credits musicians like Michael Jackson, Madonna, and of course Prince as her main influences for her dance pop music style. Like many high schoolers with big dreams, Erika made her way to New York City after graduating at 18. Her family was incredibly supportive. Knowing Erika, though, she probably didn't allow them to feel any other way. Of course, New York City in the late 80s and 90s was the scene for all artists, and Erika got to live that starving artist lifestyle for a bit. She connected with other ladies her age and worked the girl group angle at local clubs, taking on any and all jobs that opened up. Never the shy one to help pay for rent and other expenses, Erika would dance at go-go clubs in New Jersey as well. At the age of 19, Erika met her first husband, Tom Zizzo, when he was the DJ at the famed Manhattan hotspot, China Club. They moved in together after about 6 months of dating and wound up pregnant soon after. With a baby on the way, the two decided to get married in December of 1991. And of course, then welcomed little son Thomas Zizzo Jr. into the world. Like so many new parents, the toll of parenting and careers became too much for the couple to bear, and after just 2 years of marriage, the two decided to divorce. To move on is one thing. To change your life completely is another level of bravery. Erika knew that she couldn't continue in New York as she had, especially as a new mom. With the support of her now ex-husband, Erika decided to move out to LA to try and improve her career chances. Being a bi-coastal mama took Erika on a wild ride, but eventually her son became bi-coastal as well, and the strain she endured got a bit easier to bear. She wanted to provide her son with the best life possible and felt that pursuing her dreams would get them both there. It turns out, she was probably right. A few years after moving to Los Angeles, Erika met her next Tom Girardi, the famed trial attorney. The two met in the late 1990s while Erika was waitressing at one of his favorite West Hollywood hotspots, Chasen's. A year later, she decided to give him her phone number, and he subsequently reached out to her through his secretary. You know, as power attorneys do. Erika wasn't having it and insisted he call himself if he wanted to go out on a date. 6 months later, the two were engaged and then married by January of 1999. Not everyone launches entertainment careers in their late 30s, but Erika showed everyone that her passion and drive didn't have an expiration date. In January of 2007, her first single, Roller Coaster, hit #1 on the Billboard Hot Dance Club Party chart. The single Stars debuted in the same year, which also topped the charts, leading to her first album, Pretty Mess, in 2009.
I'm a pretty mess. Everything you see, you want.
which had 2 more hits, Give You Everything and Pretty Mess. In 2010, she started her own record label, Pretty Mess Records. In Erika's perspective, her musical empire is expressive of her desire to be authentic to herself. While that album may have been the only one she ever released, it brought her out on tour, and eventually she released more singles that made it to the chart-topping status. Erika was living her dream as both performer and entrepreneur. Erika Jayne had once foreshadowed that she would become a reality TV star. During an interview with Edge Media Network in 2011, the entertainer revealed she'd considered being in reality TV because she felt her life was highly entertaining. In 2015, Erika joined the cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and instantly became one of the most stylish members on the show. She could care less about stirring the pot or calling it as she sees it throughout the seasons. She's not the melodramatic one. She's not the girl looking for all the attention. She can both be super kind and supportive, but knows how to throw shade like an Olympian. As a viewer, her reactions to some of her fellow housewives mimic how we all feel watching this nonsense happen. She rolls her eyes and pats their hands and moves on with her life. During season 7, Erika goes home to see her mother, and we peek into the woman behind the style. We got to see that even honest moments with her mother at her grandparents' graves seemed restrained. It's notable that she didn't bring friends with her to her mother's place, only her employees. This way, she can excuse the glam squad when she wants to. Everything for Erika is on her terms, which is just the way she likes it. While on the show, Erika has competed on Dancing with the Stars in 2017, written a memoir, and even played Roxy Hart in Chicago on Broadway. Although Erika has been able to participate in other dramatic storylines, none have really been all about her. Until now. It seems to be all coming out at once. Season 11 brings her divorce from Tom to our screens and some raw emotions from Erika that we aren't used to seeing. Erika asked for the divorce in November of 2020, but things may have been going downhill off-screen for a while. It has been reported that the pair were not spending much time together and living life separately for some time, even going months without seeing each other. On top of that, there are some heavy allegations leveraged against Tom about scamming widows and children out of their insurance money from the 2018 Lion Air crash. So that's fraud and embezzlement. Then, Tom claimed in court that he doesn't have any capital or money on hand. So are the two spiraling down to financial collapse? As if this wasn't enough drama for a season, there's also some mysterious illness that took Tom down and caused memory loss. Is it early onset Alzheimer's as reported? There are also rumors of Wells Fargo suing Tom himself and cheating allegations. Oh, what a season we have in front of us, and we've just scratched the surface. One thing that we do know for sure is that Erika is a fierce woman with a level of determination and self-preservation that will keep her a force to be reckoned with for years to come. We can't wait to hear what comes out of the rest of season 11 for Erika and her ongoing legal woes. So that's it for Erika Jayne, Then and Now. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the page so you can know when the next video launches. See ya on the next one!